Oh, 2022, it had its ups, it had its downs, and most importantly, it had some really, really good shows. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about my top 10 series of 2022. They say art is subjective, so these are the series that clicked with me. These are the series that me I enjoyed. You might not necessarily enjoy them, but these are the series that me I enjoyed personally. So let's get into it. Number 10, Richard. Richard is basically about a former military police who goes to a new town and is falsely accused of murder. And it follows the story of how he tries to prove himself innocent and the whole mystery around the murder that he was framed for. One of the reasons why this show really stuck with me was because of the main character, the person that played Richard, Alan Richardson. Man, Alan Richardson embodied this character. Like, he owned this character. Every time he was in the scene, you just wanted to see what he would do next because it was so intriguing, it was so enthralling to watch, and it made the show very, very good. And the mystery of the show was also very, very good. Apart from Alan Richardson's portrayal, another thing I loved most was the action sequences. Oh my god, the action sequences in this movie were amazing. This man kicks ass. Like, this man kicked so much ass, and the way it was shot, it was so beautiful. Like, it was not like any shaky cam or anything. You could see what was happening vividly, and it made the fighting scenes so good. And I really, really love this show. Number 9, Wednesday, or as I like to call it, the Jenna Ortega show, because Jenna Ortega just owned this. Like, it felt like this series belonged to Jenna Ortega because the way she portrayed Wednesday, all the scenes that she was in, she just owned everything and she just made it so fun to watch. Her portrayal of Wednesday was so good, and I just love seeing, like, every time they showed Jenna Ortega on the scene, it was just like, please just keep showing me, don't cut to another person, let me just keep seeing what Jenna Ortega wants to do. And she really made me enjoy this show. Not just the writing of the show was also very good, and the other cast members were also very good, but Jenna Ortega was just the best part. She was the spotlight of the show, and she really owned it and made me appreciate this show more. And the script was also very good. It had some very good humor, and this show was it was a joy to behold. Number 8, Far From Home. Far From Home is a Nigerian show, and this is honestly one of the best Nigerian shows I have seen in a very long time. Everything about this show was so good. Not everything, there were some things that could have been better, but a lot of things were so good about this show. One thing that really stuck out to me was the main character. They made the main character an anti-hero, and I don't think I've seen that in a Nigerian movie in a very long time. So I saw it just resonated with me so much, and I really enjoyed it. The use of music, the music selections, and all the music that they played in this show also was so good. The acting, like, you can't talk about this show without talking about the acting. The acting in this show was so good, especially from the younger actors. I made a review on this show. If you want to check it out, I'll link it somewhere here, so please check it out. The acting in this show was so good. Everything came together brilliantly, and it made this show so good, and I really enjoyed it. And it even made me proud to be a Nigerian, because it has been long a Nigerian show resonated with me this much, and just made me appreciate it so much. Number 7, Tulsa King. Tulsa King is basically about a mafia person that comes out of jail after 25 years, and his mafia family sends him to another town to become the mafia person in that town, and just follows his ups and downs and all the things he tries to accomplish in the new place. The place he goes to is Tulsa. He just follows what he tries to accomplish in Tulsa, the struggles he faces, the people he meets, and all those things. And if you know me very well, you know that I like mafia-related shows, and this show just it felt good to be in the mafia world back, and I just loved it. This show is not over yet, but the way it is going, I'm sure they are going to stick the landing because everything they've done so far has been so good, and I loved it so much. And Sylvester Stallone is in this movie. Like, I think Sylvester Stallone is also one of the reasons why I love this show so much. Like, he has a kind of charisma to him, and it just makes me enjoy his character. There's a way Sylvester Stallone talks that just excites me. Like, like, that's a very poor impression, but there's a way he talks that just excites me very much, and I love seeing Sylvester Stallone. And there's another thing they did in this show. They brought a lot of different races together, and I appreciated that. And like, honestly, this show is it's on this list for a reason, so I really enjoyed this show, and I can't wait to see how they end it. Number 6, Severance. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Apple TV and HBO, they are two of the best streaming platforms presently in the world. I don't care what you have to say. This is my opinion, and these are the streaming platforms that I really respect. respect because they always bring top-notch shows. And Severance was a very, very good show. I like the premise. The premise was what intrigued me at first. It's about a group of people that went through a surgery to split their work life from their personal life. So like they have two brains. No, don't let me say two brains. They have two personalities, one work personality and one personal personality. And that premise just intrigued me a lot, and it just made me appreciate, because I don't think I've seen anything like that before. So it just made me appreciate it so much. The mystery of it, the writing, everything just comes together. And the performances, oh my god, it was so good. And the season finale of this show, man, it blew my mind. Like, that is how you make a season finale that makes people excited or eager to see what comes next. And the season finale was so good. Like, it kept me on the edge of my seat. I can't wait to see what comes next with this show, and I really enjoyed it. And now for the big five. Number 5, Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary is a mockumentary about teachers and their pupils. The premise was not really, but the premise of the show was not really what excited me. It's the fact that it is a comedy. On my list of favorite shows of 2022, Abbott Elementary is the only one that is full-blown comedy. Others have a little bit of comedy, but it is not all comedy. But Abbott Elementary is full comedy, and it is so good. It's a mockumentary. I love mockumentaries. Like mockumentaries like Parks and Rec, The Office, Modern Family, all those shows, I love them so much because the characters break the fourth wall and they talk to the camera and tell us what is going on in their mind and how they are feeling about whatever is happening. It just makes me appreciate the characters more and to get into the mind of the characters and understand how they are feeling. And I just appreciate all those kind of shows so much. And the comedy in this show is so good. Like, the comedy is what made me want to watch it, and the comedy is so well done. And I really appreciated this show. Number 4, The Boys. Anybody that's seen The Boys knows that it is a show that gets better and better as it progresses. Season 1 was good, season 2 was much better, and season 3 was a wild ride. It was so good. And with the introduction of the character like Soldier Boy, it just made the season 3 so much more better. And the character arc of Homelander is another thing that made this series so good, because they made Homelander do some things that we've been expecting him to do, that we've been expecting his character to do, and it just made it so good. And seeing all those things unfolding just made the show so much better. And with events like Herogasm, Herogasm was one crazy event. With stuff like that, it just made season 3 of The Boys so much better. I can't wait to see what comes next in the next season of The Boys, because what they've done so far has been so good, and I'm sure they're going to outdo themselves in the next season. The Boys was a very good time. Number 3, The White Lotus. The White Lotus is an HBO show about some people that go on a vacation at the White Lotus Hotel. And this is the one I'm talking about. The one that came out this year is season 2. Season 1 of the White Lotus was very good, but season 2, like, it's upped the ante. It was even so much better. There were new characters, new locations, and even much more interesting dynamics. And I enjoyed this show so much. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much because I didn't really enjoy season 1. It was good, but I didn't enjoy it as much because they talked about some topics that I felt like they could have left out. So I didn't really enjoy it like that. But I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it that much. But season 2 is so much better. Everything about it is better. The Italian music, the Italian locale, the characters, the dynamics, it just made season 2 so much better, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm so excited to see what comes in the next season. I hope there's a next season. I'm excited to see what comes of it. The White Lotus was so good, and I really enjoyed this season. Number 2, House of the Dragon. Man, it feels so good to be back in the world of Westeros. In this world where everyone is just aiming to everyone wants to get the throne. Everyone is lying and backstabbing and betraying each other just to sit on their own throne. Like, it feels so good to be back in that world. And the fact that we are focusing mainly on the Targaryens, it is another thing that made me appreciate this show, because we've not really seen much of the Targaryens except Daenerys in Game of Thrones. But to see a lot of Targaryens and newer houses, it just makes this show feel so much better. And it makes the world of Game of Thrones in general feel so much larger. It's a large world already, but it makes it feel even much larger and makes it so much better. And the dialogue of this show, the music, the acting, the characters, oh my god, this show was so good. Like, I think this is the only show on my list that I talked about every episode. And that was because I love this show so much, and I just had to talk about how I was feeling about it. And House of the Dragon was one good show. The only thing that I'm sad about presently is that we have to wait until 2024 before we get the next season. but I believe it is worth the wait because what they've done so far has been so good, and I really enjoyed House of the Dragon. Number 1, Better Call Saul. Like, always call Saul. Anybody that knows me knows how much I love the world of Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul is the spin-off of Breaking Bad. It just feels so good to also concluding the story of Saul Goodman. There's something about Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad gets better season by season by season. Like, season 1 was good, season 2 was better, season 3 was good. Like, every season just keeps getting better. And it also feels that with Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul season 1 was good, season 2 was good, season 3 they just kept getting better and better, and season 6 was the best season yet. It is the final season and it went out with a bang. I didn't necessarily like the way it ended for the character, but it was the appropriate way for the character to have ended. But I did not like it because I wanted a more triumphant ending. If they had given the main character a triumphant ending, it might betray the story. But the way it ended, it just felt very right. It felt like they did the character justice. Honestly, one of my favorite shows ever is Breaking Bad. And while this show was running, I was thinking, would this show be as good as Breaking Bad? Would this show end as greatly as Breaking Bad ended? And honestly, it was. I might not have liked, because I wanted a more triumphant ending. Like, the ending of Breaking Bad was much more triumphant than this one. So I really liked the ending of Breaking Bad more than I liked the ending of this one, of Better Call Saul. But that does not take away anything from Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul was a very good show. Everything about it was perfect. The direction, the way the camera works in some scenes, the characters that were just like a throwaway line in Breaking Bad that became amazing characters in this show was just another thing that made this show so good. It is honestly one of the best shows I have seen ever. My favorite show in the world is Breaking Bad, and after Breaking Bad is Better Call Saul, because those two shows they made me feel some kind of way that I didn't think I could feel. And one thing I appreciated more about Better Call Saul was because Better Call Saul, we've seen how most of the characters ended. So the scriptwriters, the filmmakers, the showrunners, they didn't have much room to flex their muscles because they were in a box. We already know how some characters end, so they've already put themselves in a box. But because they were able to still tell a fantastic story in that box that they were caged in, it's just something that blew my mind. And I so enjoyed Better Call Saul. And it is honestly the best show I've seen this year and ever. Man, I love Better Call Saul so much. So that's my list of the series I enjoyed the most this year. What are some of the series you love the most this year? Comment below and let me know. And if this is your first time on my channel, my guy, please subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. My next video is going to be about my top 10 movies. So turn on the notification to be notified when I release that video. Thank you for sticking to this time. I really appreciate you. See you in the next video. Cheers.